The God of choosing Amasi Amasi. Amama Amasi Amasi. Jehovah Jireh Amasi Amasi. Amama Amasi Amasi. Eze Jesus Onyukwu. Amara na Chukwu hụrụ m n'anya, Jehova n'isi hụrụ m n'anya, onye na-eme mma hụrụ m n'anya, the God of Moka hụrụ m n'anya, the God of Chosen hụrụ m n'anya, Omekarike hụrụ m n'anya, Asịsa na Asanjọ hụrụ m n'anya, the God of Moka hụrụ m n'anya, Chukwu ka dibịa hụrụ m n'anya, onye njem ọnụ hụrụ m n'anya, ebe ọ bụ na ọ hụrụ m n'anya, ọ dịghị chi ga-emere m karịa Chukwu. Onye ga-emere m karịa Chukwu. Onye ga-emere m, allowing me to die.
Oh my God.
Even when I have never repented. I want to give him all the glory.
Thank you, God of
May
Jesus.
all honor be ascribed unto him in Jesus'
Pastor
name.
will worship you.
In fact, sometimes I always kneel in my house, in my closest. I begin to thank God and glorify his name from morning till night till the following day, because I know who I was and I know what God has done for me in this ministry.
Amen.
Honestly, if I forget about every other thing in life, I begin to serve this God to the end of my life, I have no regrets because of what God of choosing has done for me. Really, he brought me out of darkness into the marvelous light of God.
Hallelujah.
So I am so happy, so grateful.
Okay, you are still keeping us in suspense. We would like to know those things that God did for you. Where did he bring you out from? Because people are watching all over the world to hear this your testimony.
Honestly, it's like you are too fast. There are bumper package.
Okay.
I am not afraid of any demon. I am not afraid of any nonsense society, because I know that he that is in me is greater than that in the world.
Amen.
So I am coming to tell you everything, so that people outside there, you outside there, you in that particular thing you think it can help you, I want to tell you today, by the time I finish telling you everything, you will know that where you are is a wrong place.
Amen. Hallelujah.
So honestly, I was born and brought up by a parent, a father that is a terrible native doctor in Uli. He is a well-known, renowned native doctor. In fact, he held the position of Ezedibia in the local government area. During the war, during the Biafran war, my father was the head of those native doctors then that can point at an aeroplane and the aeroplane fall. That's, my father was the leader then. So I was very small, but I can, in fact, know exactly what is happening. So that is what made me to pick interest in all those fetish things. The power, the command, and the respect that my father has for the community then. So I started from a child, from the age of 6, to emulate him and follow him bomber to bomber to get the knowledge of all those things. So I, in fact, became a follower to him. He sent me into bush to uproot herbs and roots for him. He taught me how to, the languages that I should speak, to, in fact, to different various materials for work. There is one you want to uproot, there is a special name you call before you uproot it. There is one we call okugarite. That okugarite, the general name is aketo root. We use it for so many things, but if you want to uproot it, you must call that name Okuerite. Okuerite, that means if the fire leaves the pot, it will kill what is inside the pot. You know the pot is on top of fire.
Yeah.
There is something inside, maybe a yam or kugram. The yam will done and the pot will still remain the same thing. So that's Okuerite, we had it. The fire will leave the pot and kill what is inside the pot. That is what the name you call that root. And if you didn't call that name, it will not answer, it won't work. So he taught me so many names, so many incantations on how you get this and how you get that. So in fact, I become so excited with all those powers and all those knowledges until I begin to grow up, begin to master those things, some sacrifices, some incantations. In fact, so many things then. I was not the only person, but I took interest. My father got married to so many wives, 5 wives. And I was the 12th out of the children. But he picked interest in me. Because in fact, their belief, he said I was incarnated by the father. Because the father died before they born me. So he said I am his father. So he wanted to put me on. And the father died very young. My father was the only son. The father died very young. So he wanted me to be powerful so that maybe for revenge of what he did to his father. So he took me so far. And in the secondary school, I continue with that power. Even I do everything that is not supposed to be done as a junior student. I do it. And if you touch me as a senior student, I will punish the person. If you flog me, you are in problem. So everybody knew me, knew my father. So they were, in fact, afraid of me till I finished the school. Nobody flogged me. So I became acquainted with occultists from the age of 6, and I was initiated into, though that one, my father is not aware of it, when I was initiated into confraternity of Amok, Restitution Order, from class 2.
Okay, before we go into that story of how you were initiated into Amok, we're going to go on a short break. Viewers, we promise that this interview is going to be explosive. Before we allow him to rail out what he has in stock, call the people in your neighborhood, let them come and listen so that they can be free. Don't go away, stay glued to the television. We'll be right back. Viewers, you are welcome back. Remember, this is Chosen Revival No CRN program. Now, with me is Brother Simeon, Pastor Simeon Okeke, former occult grandmaster, former native doctor, renowned native doctor, former member of Ubuni Aborigine. Now, before we went on a short break, he wanted to tell us how he was initiated into Rosicrucian, Amok. Now, we are going back to him to continue the story. Pastor, you are welcome.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
So, as I was saying, I was initiated into Amok, Restitution Order. So, that time in the school, 1977, 78. So, there are most of our teachers then that were deeply involved into this cultist. So they see the interest in most of us then. They picked interest in us, and in fact they begin to tell us about these things, and those things are the kind of things I like. I love this so much. So we grouped ourselves then. We were initiated into Restitution Order, Amok. So first they get all the form, we begin to write to India. We take exams until we pass. So they take us to their local, this in Iha, local government, where they hold their meeting. So we are properly initiated and become members of Amok. So most of us then that were initiated, we formed a group. We hired a particular house and we named that place GRB. So the school we were then was Uli High School, Uli. So it was one of the terrible school in Anambra State then. It was that time. It wasn't like school wasn't like this. In fact, it was like university then, because you will take common transit that we can push you to Enugu, they can take you to anywhere. So we are, in fact, we have collective, in fact, groups of gang of never-do-wells in the school. We use gun, though we don't rob, just for formalities. So we occupy that place, and the owner of the house as well is a friend of my father, a native doctor also. So he handed that place over to me. So we started terrorizing the school, terrorizing that area. In fact, any day you hear that our school is going for a match, football match, in fact, it is don't come out. Because if you come out, you must go in with blood. That kind of, in fact, school, a court, we form very serious one. What they said it is court now is no more court.
How old were you then?
Then I was about 15 years. 15 years. You know, then we school at the old age. I was 15 years then. Okay. So class 2, class 3. So this thing continues until I finished in that school. And I came back to tell my wife, my father, I mean, that I wanted to stand on my own. So my father called me. He said he wanted me to replace him whenever he's no more alive. And that is why he's doing whatever he's doing. He said his father is the one that reincarnated me. And his father died out of intimidations. That he wouldn't want me to die like that. He wanted me to go and fight revenge. He said I should come inside his chamber, enter there. So he just, I don't know how he caught the war gecko, very big one. Just by the wall side, he just caught it and asked me to open my mouth, live one. I opened my mouth, he threw it into my mouth, and I swallowed it with a ogogoro.
That is a hot drink.
Yes, hot drink. So, in fact, the sensation just entered into me immediately. I became another thing. Himself, my father that gave me that thing, became very little in my eyes. And that was how it is. Then I don't have regard for any human being in life. Even if you are governor, even no matter what you are, I don't have regard for anybody. Because that thing is just directing me, making me to be bigger than every other person. He wanted me to be bigger, that nobody should intimidate me. That was how it continues, and he prepared for me with many other things. I left to Lagos to establish on my own. So in this Lagos, I met people who are looking for people they will kill spiritually, who are looking for people they will in fact lure into deep of the serving devil. And exactly it is what I needed. I followed them, the Yoruba people. So I joined them. I entered their society. One of the highest body of native doctors that govern the whole Yoruba land. We call it Ewarefamefa. Whosoever that is hearing me, you know Ewarefamefa. That is the highest governing body of native doctors in Yoruba Kingdom. So I entered, I began to work with them. Within 2-3 years, they make me the equivalent of Ewarefa. That is the talk and do. I talk. I decide what happens in that Ewarefa. Even at our palace, at number 2, Eletu Ewasha Palace at Lagos. That is where we had our headquarters. So I begin to represent my unit at that particular place as the equivalent of Ewarefa. So from there, I begin to come in touch, make friends with so many of them, because when you enter into the fold of native doctor, there are different kind of people you see from different, in fact, from different places, different culture. They have so many, in fact, everybody has, Yoruba people, they have so many gods they serve, and they believe in it. So I have to go closer to them to get most of those things. If you enter my chamber then, there is no type of gods that you won't see there. From village, I have a Tamere there, I have Oras, I have Ebuam, all this, I have all of them in my chamber. Then I begin to take from Yoruba ones to add. So first of all, they introduce the God of Iron for me in that particular whatever. I install God of Iron. They introduce Yeshu. That Yeshu is the God of Devil. I put it in my house. The Ayalala, all of them, so many of them. I was into Ifa.
Confession, this testimony. The purpose is to tell you that devil has no power. Call your neighbors to come and watch and hear. They will be liberated. Don't go away, we'll be right back. Viewers, you are welcome back. Stay with me. Okay. You know, before we went on the break, he was telling us many types of gods he had in his possession. So I'll continue from where we stopped.
Thank you very much.
God bless.
So as I was saying before we go on short break, I have so many gods in my house. So I begin to acquire more from the Yoruba people. So I went far, very far in Yoruba culture. I followed them to everywhere. In fact, mostly all their gods, I acquire all of them. The one acquired Ifa that enter Igbo, they call it Igbo, Ifa or Igbodu. My own Ifa enter Igbodu. So many other things I put in my house, and still I am not satisfied with all those ones. I'm still looking for more. So then I come in contact with one of my friends, an Ubuni member inside the meeting there. So he told me about the Ubuni. He said he can see that I am somebody that has mind. So I said there's nothing I cannot do in this my life. What so far it has to do with acquiring power. So I will do it. He said it is good for me to come enter into their society, a separate society. So Ubuni. Yes, I've been hearing of Ubuni, but in fact I don't know how the produce say I should come. He invited me to their house. So there he explained everything, how they operate, in fact what the benefits of entering into Ubuni. Then I see it as something that is good for me, because that is what I've been looking for. So I asked him the modalities. He told me, tell me what it may take me. So I quickly concurred to that. And I met with the Akbena, who will tell me what and what to do. So I met with him. The Akbena directed me to the Iyabi. Iyabi was the chief priest of the witches, the head of witches, as the Iyabi. So I met her. She told me all it takes and told me in fact the good things, because they can never tell you there's any bad thing. They won't tell you there's any bad thing at all. They will not tell you that the money is just only meant for intimidation. They can't tell you that. So they tell me all the good side of it. Then, because I don't think there's nothing good inside it. So I picked interest. I needed it that time. So in fact, quickly, there is money with me. I have money. I asked them the day they booked it. So the people that came from Ile-Ife, they came. I sponsored for their trip and every day staying. So they initiated me into the Ubuni.
Really?
Yes, really initiation. The initiation was done in the night on Fridays. It is every 15 days that the meeting holds. So in one of the meetings, they will schedule the initiation on that very day. And it can't be only one person. In fact, there are groups of people. Sometimes they initiate up to 20 at a time. Just like as they do group wedding. You go there. That very day it will be, in fact, a day of celebration for bringing people into the kingdom of darkness. So I was initiated that very day. We were only 4, because my own, I needed it emergency. They need to compile people until when they get up to that, then they initiate. But my own, I needed it emergency. I paid for everything and they initiated me. We were for that very day. The fourth person was a just small girl of about 6 years. So we were initiated every day. And in fact, I started following them, bomber to bomber. Within a few days, I requested that gods will be prepared and in fact inaugurated in my house. They said it is not yet time. Say when the time comes, they will tell me. So I started following them, going for meeting, everything. So eventually, my first position in that aborigine, Oboni, was Oluwo. And how I became the Oluwo was a surprising thing, even to the Yorubas, to the people that have been staying there for a long time before me. So how does it happen? The Oluwo of that very house, because every house has its own Oluwo, just like a branch church.
Okay.
This branch of church must have a pastor.
Okay.
This branch of church must have a pastor. So every branch of but the branch must not be common. It must be maybe one in a local government that has one Oluwo. So the Oluwo there defaulted. So he was suspended, and in that suspension he died. So they are looking for a successor. So it is not something you do by handpicking. So they have to call the people in charge from Ile-Ife. They came, and other people, other Oluwo from other sectional heads, they came with one man from Ile-Ife, that the oracle caster. So they casted the oracle, and unfortunately for me that time, I can't say it is fortunate, the thing landed on my head. That has to be the Oluwo of the house. The house, we call it Iledi. It doesn't call it, it is called Iledi. So my house then was Iledi, Lukere. So I so much loved it. And it is not something that anybody can argue, because it was not handpicked, it was the oracle that made it to be so. So I became the Oluwo. Barely 4 years or 5 years after my involvement in the Aborigine. So I begin to head them, sponsor them. So as Oluwo, I becomes the man that is the lion heart. As I said it, Eniko Jeonweku. Eniko Jeonweku. Alabeno Asasi. As you listen to me, you know. Alabeno Asasi. Asapwe. That is the person they are running and calling. That means that person has something. So that was my position there. So by and by, I became acquainted with all those powers, and there are so many other things, so many other involvements in other societies. I was the Grand Master. But in fact, all these things, when I had become Oluwo, every other place I enter, because I'm Oluwo, they will give me a very big position. So I was a member of Hermetic Shrine, worldwide spiritual temple from India. So we are the representative here. I become the Grand Master after 1 year of entering into it. I was also a member of Esoteric Orders of Grandmother Lodge. I was the Grand Master also after 6 months of entering it. So many more. I am the image maker of Ohaneze Ndigbo in this Lagos State.
You were?
Yeah, I was, yes. So, likewise, so many other societies that I belong. I was also the National Social Secretary, ACOTAM, as African Congress on Traditional and Alternative Medicines, comprising 45 countries in Africa. I was the National Social Secretary. I was also a member and in fact a board member of Ordinala Dibia Dibia, traditional healers that holds the whole Igbo land. I was their PRO, one of the board of trustees. alongside with many of our brethren then. So I belong to so many societies, so many of them. In fact, a time came that the burden becomes so hard upon my head. I was struggling with all these things. I was making money. You know what I mean by making money? I was making money from, of course, I work with prominent men. Prominent men of this nation. I cannot mention them, but there are so many, even to the presidential seats. So many of them, I work with them. Then, if I want to go to Abuja, they will pick me here with plane, and by landing, you will see their motor, their THQ, they will be waiting for me to pick me to their guest house. I work for so many of them. So, I made money. But it is later that I come to realize, when I knew Christ, that 1 naira you make in righteousness is far better than the trillions and billions you make in unrighteous way.
Just like as our Geo used to say it on the television. Oh, that's very
That
good.
was when I began to realize what he is saying. I made money and I couldn't make use of it. Actually, I acquired land then, and I did not buy them. In this Lagos, I acquired so many plots of land. There was a place I acquired so many plots of land. Those people, only God knows how they feel then, because we acquired it by force.
How?
With shams and this, and one of my friend, even my friend that I am saying, he is currently the ballet of that particular place. But when I repented, I forfeit all those places. I took the land. I restituted and leave it for them. I called them, said, take your, because I didn't buy it. So that is how it goes.
Okay, before in your testimony, that 2003,
Yes.
You told us how you were also a general overseer.
Sorry, I repented 2003
Okay, 2003.
and shared the testimony 2004.
In that 2004 testimony, you told us how you run a church, even as a grandmaster. So what we're going to do, we're going to go on a short break, and when we come back, then you tell us how you
about the church
and how you were operating as the general overseer, Kumoko grandmaster, and the family deliverance, and so that the people will be able to, their eyes will be able to be open, because you know, so this end time, people like this issue of family deliverance, family liberation, operating charms. So this is opportunity to open their eyes. So we are going to come back to you when we come back from the short break. Viewers, want you to stay tuned, because this program is going to open your eyes. Many people have been victims. So many people have been caged by the devil. The purpose of this interaction is to open your eyes and be delivered. So we are going to go on a short break. We are going to be right back in a short time. Viewers, you are welcome back. Remember, you are watching Choosing Revival News program, CRN. Stay with me in the studio is Pastor Simeon Okeke, former occult grandmaster, former native doctor, former member of Oboni Aborigine, former member of Hermetic Chain Worldwide. It's an occult group, and also Grandmother Lodge, something like that. And
there are so many that are built on the foundation of witchcraft. There are so many that are built. In fact, I can't know how to explain it, in so many terrible things. That is why you must be very, very careful. Because my own church, Holy Trinity Bethel, at Ojalaba, to be precise, that's where I established my own church. In fact, that place, while the church is on as a righteous church, I still operate my job as a native doctor. I was still then the grandmaster of esoteric orders. I was still then the grandmaster of Hermetic Chain Worldwide Spiritual Temple. I was still then the Oluwo of Oboni, yet I own a church as a bishop.
that's terrible.
I operate the church as a bishop. So you must be very, very careful. I want to tell you one thing. If you meet such church, there is no good thing you will get from that place, because their aim, like the devil, the aim of the devil is to kill, to steal, to destroy. There is no good thing you can get from that place. Instead, they are looking at you. If you are looking for children, they may collect your children, the one that God gave to you, and give to another person. If you are looking for money, they can even use you, and in fact, you will become wretched. So you need to be very, very careful from going from church to church, going from prophet to prophetess and all these things. It is very, very dangerous. So I want to counsel you to stay put, look for a Bible-believing church where truth is preached, just like the ministry that I run into and become saved. The Lord choosing Charismatic Revival Movement. It is a safe place for those who are looking for where to serve God in sincerity, in truth, and in spirit. I want to tell you our activities then. While I was into all this evil acts, I still read the Bible in the church. I still pray in the church. I have a pastor that is in fact ministering, and after the ministering, I will go there and perform the wonders and signs and miracles in that church. So everybody believed I was a bishop. They believe in me because of the truth. I can quote the Bible, I can read the Bible, I can quote scriptures. Even the devil himself quote scriptures. So I will do all these things, but yet it is not in our mind. Our aim is to make money from the church. The church we establish is for money making. That is our. In fact, we are not conscious of making heaven. It's not in our agenda at all. Making heaven. That is not our agenda.
My brother, I'll cut you in here. You know, these days we normally hear people talk about family deliverance, family liberation, and the way they magnify this thing. Some even talk about seeing vision and prophecy, and somebody calling your phone number, prophet or prophetess calling your phone number, calling your account number, and all this. You know, this thing has taken center stage in this present dispensation, and in fact, it will only take somebody that is spirit-filled to be able to discern that these things are not from God. So, I want you to tell us and throw more light concerning this issue of you know, calling somebody for a name, seeing vision, and family liberation and family deliverance, so that people that are watching, our viewers all over the world, they will be able to be, you know, equipped with a knowledge that, as we rightly said, all that glitters are not good.
Well, in the area of family liberation, I want to throw light into it. It is like somebody.
Were you into it?
That is part of our activities. I go into family liberation. I go from here to east. I go to Benin. I go to. There is no part of this nation that we have not gone for family liberation. We've been going. There was one I went the other day at Benin. I will talk on that one later. So let me say family liberation. There is something we call high palpitation in the spiritism. High palpitation. Family liberation is all about palpitation. The visions that militate to the family liberation is all about, in fact, they are tricks. Family liberation. All these visions, there is something that I will put in my eyes. I will see you from your hair to the toe. Everything inside, what you eat before you come to my distance, I will see it. It is ordinary leaf. Ordinary leaf. I will say some incantation, drop it in my eyes, and I will tell you everything about you. There is one I will just mark in my tongue. Ordinary leaf. I will call the name, mark in my tongue. I will tell you whatever I tell you, you will believe it. It is like that even in so many churches today. There is one we prepare with a vulture head. Vulture head, that's the mouth of the vulture head, is what you just put in your tongue. And as you say it, so shall it happen. But all those prophecies and all those visions, and there is no solution for them. We say it, but no solution. Then in family liberation, what I said, there's something we call high palpitation. Like as you are here now, I can open my hand and you see it, that there's nothing there. But immediately I place it in your tummy, I will command and bring out live cockroach and throw it on the ground. It is very, that is what we call high palpitation. I can place my hand on your tummy, then say one word or the other, or whatever I like, and throw some pin. I can open my mouth, tell you, look my mouth, you cannot see anything. Then I just put small mark in your body. Then put my mouth there and suck out so many pin.
Hey.
Those things, we call them high palpitations. It does not exist. You see this, my suit. I can palm cockroach inside here, covered with a cloth.
Live cockroach.
Live cockroach. I know how to control it. You will not know. So by the time I do this like this, I know how to do. By the time I'm saying some concentration, I will allow that thing to enter my hands and I will bring it out. This pin of a thing, I can palm it inside my mouth, right inside. You will not see it. And by the time I will be talking, you will not know. By the time I put my mouth and begin to do this, I will just drop the pin. You will think it is real. They are high palpitations. There is something in this my hand now. I may put my hand like this. Something is hidden in my hands. You cannot see it. That's high palpitation. It is not. It is no sham. This is brain work. And when I do, I drop it. You think it is real. Then in the area of, in fact, there are so many things like that. So many. So this one of digging. If I come to family deliverance in your house, it is not only you see, but you will be hearing the voice of the evil spirit inside ground, and it will be running inside ground. You'll be pursuing it. That thing that is pursuing, that thing that is crying, the evil spirit that is crying, is either inside my nose or inside my mouth. I will talk. You will not know. And but if the way I direct it, that is where the thing will be crying, and you begin to dig ground. Some of them will, in fact, if I look at you, you are sharp. You want to know exactly what is happening. I will allow you to dig the whole house, break the whole floor. Until when you are tired, I will put what I want to put.
My brother, this is very interesting. It's very educative. We are going to go on a short break. When we come back, you are going to tell us in names of other courses you were into and how you were initiated, and many more. Viewers, we promise that in this segment, when we come back, we are going to hear bombshell. Stay tuned, don't go. Viewers, you are welcome back. Remember, before we went on break, our guests have been talking about family deliverance and liberation and all that. So I want him to continue to throw more light in that family deliverance before we delve into other aspects of interview we have with him. Abada, you're welcome.
As I was saying concerning the family liberation, how it is done. There are some of high palpitation we plant before the day of the deliverance. So that very day we may hire some people. They will go there, dig the ground, and put that in, even some days before the very time. And they will do it in such a way that in the morning you will not know that that place was digged. So they will do it and cover it with fresh distance. They are prepared. What they will bring out will be inside there. Most of them we got insider who will tell us exactly what is the problem. Sometimes we collect materials from those ones, just all their old clothes, that what will make them to know that this is exactly from their place. So we collect them, then put it just in the form of a sham and wrap it, and it immediately enters there. We may give them gap. So in that case, it is very, very open. We do it so that everybody will see it. Even we may even decide to call video for them to see it. So by the time we begin to dig and dig and dig, that is how it is done. There are so many others, so many other ways. Okay. Even in a place where we do family deliberation, family deliverance, if we see anything, in fact any animal that is good for eating, like goat, we project one spirit inside a goat. It will be crying inside the goat. You will be hearing it. Is not this. You will hear the cry of the spirit inside the goat, and I've asked them to kill it. Even the owner of the goat will first kill the goat. Because they think that goat is the problem they're having. But that thing crying inside the goat, it's not inside the goat, it's in my nose. But I will just direct it if they begin to cry inside the goat. Just like that. Even if it is a foul or just whatever, if you desire to collect the motor, you will tell the person, the thing will be crying inside that person's vehicle. And just tell the person that if you enter if you enter inside the vehicle, you will die. He will even ask you to carry that vehicle immediately. So that is it. That's why all these people that do family liberation, they are in fact criminals. They are criminals. There is nothing that stops the power of God going as far from here to US. You can see when the Jew prayed here, thunder will go to the village.
Yes.
That is the power in the world. There is power in the world. It is not by power nor by might, but by the Spirit. If God decides to do something, you don't need to help God. What God needed from me is just to, in fact, be close to Him. Live the life that is the righteousness, holiness, life of consecration. As you call upon Him, telling Him what to do, in fact, the power will go there and hit. You don't need to go there to dig any ground.
You don't need to go.
Need to go to any person's house. Don't call anybody to go to your house, and just make sure you live absolute righteous, and the power of God will go there and hit that problem.
Okay. I want to still on that family deliverance. What of the problem that made them to hire you? No, I believe that before they hire the prophet or family deliverance people, there must be a problem on the ground. So after those things, after those things we were doing, that doesn't mean that their problem will go. Because I believe that they will pay. What is the value of the money they paid?
Let me tell us one thing. There is no problem they have. They don't have any problem. The problem is what they caused by themselves. The Bible said, my people are perishing for the lack of knowledge. They lack the knowledge of God. They so much believe in what people tell them. They so much believe in what the prophets or the prophetess tell them. It is the same way that we tell these people, look, there is a problem in your house. They don't know about the problem. Maybe when they come for soothsaying, they want to cast your oracle and tell me this. You will whatever you tell them, that is what they will believe. Tell them, look at your uncle. In fact, he has buried something in your house. And they will believe it. They will want you to come and approve that thing for them. Because immediately their mind will go that this is what the problem, that is why my son has never bought a car. This is why my son has never built a house. It is a deceit.
It is a deceit.
So whatever the prophet or the prophetess tell them, that is what they will believe. Whatever the native will tell them, that is what they will believe. They will be going to look for solution. How to avoid the problem that they doesn't have. No problem in their life. They don't have any problem.
They will go to look for solution how to avoid the problem that they
doesn't have. That is it. They don't have any problem.
Okay.
They created the problem by themselves by going to the native doctor. And let me say something. Any man, any woman that goes to a native doctor or a prophet or prophetess, fake ones, that person will never be in good terms with the family.
That is it.
Because they will tell you your mother is the problem, or your father is the problem, or your uncle is the problem. This one is the problem. And it is all fake, all deceits. And when they tell you that, you begin to walk on towards that. That is where they create problem on themselves. They begin to fight for the problem that they doesn't have.
Okay. Okay. Still on family deliverance, on liberation, or this pseudo things we are witnessing this present dispensation in churches. Recently we see people trooping in their thousand to a particular so-called prophet, and you see the so-called prophet calling the account number of the person. I don't know if you have come across such a thing.
Yes.
The prophet, if you are a Richard, you know that this person is not a child of God. He's not a man of God. But you see people, because the prophet or whoever has the ability to call the name of their mother, the day they were born, the time when they were born, and the account number and the phone numbers. You see people, and you see them, most of them almost half naked, because what they are going there is just, let the prophet see my problem. And you see what they celebrate at testimony also is the ability of the prophet to see the problem, not to remove the problem. I don't know if I get my point.
I do.
And they will, maybe the prophet said, hey, you were born in 1975. True or false? He said true. The next thing will come out with testimony and say, praise the Lord. That I came here, the prophet, the man of God told me that I was born in 1975. That is my testimony. They will begin to clap hands. What has it to do with salvation? So can you tell us more, anything about that? So that our viewers that are watching, this is, people are watching all over the world. Many people are confused. They are now in the situation of 6 and 7. Some are in a horns of dilemma. They don't know where to go again because of this confusion that the devil has set in Christendom.
My beloved brethren, I still continue to advise you and tell you not to draw problems by yourself. That is what I want to tell you. Don't draw problems to yourself. Don't create problems to yourself by going to these fetish and fake pastors. When I was operating my church, there are so many things we use to tell you, as I was saying before, tell you so many things that the evil spirit directed us to say. There are certain things I will put in my mouth, and I will tell you what you eat.
Okay.
I will tell you, in fact, the name of your mother. I will tell you everything about you. There are some we drop in our eyes. There are some we drink. There are so many of them. There's one we prepare with a vulture head. That is the mouth of the vulture. Just put it in your tongue, inside your closets in the chamber. Then come outside. Whatever you say will happen. And there's one we drink. That one say, if it comes to my heart and I will speak from my mouth. That one is your special sham. You drink it, and as it comes to your mouth and inside your heart, whatever you say is normal. Like calling this account number is a small thing. It's a simple thing. I can call the account number. I can call the bank. I can call even the name you use in the bank. Very, very, because I am not the one saying it.
Okay.
It will just come and I will say it. Just let the person that is saying this and say, you have headache. Then the same thing. It is not possible. There's no solution in that. That thing cannot tell you, go and take Fensic and this thing will stop. There's nothing, no solution. There's nothing they will tell you, this is the solution. They will only tell you the problem, hit problems in your life. No solution.
Okay. Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Our brother, this interaction has been very wonderful. We know and we read that we are in many courts. You have told us about Oboni. You have told us about Amok. Is there any other court? Was there another court that you delved into before the arrest by God of choosing?
As I said before, I was the Grand Master of Esoteric Orders of Grandmother Lodge. I was also...
Where is this located?
Esoteric Orders, we have our corporate headquarters in India.
Okay.
But here we have representatives here in Nigeria, which I am one of them. So we held our meetings once in a month. So we have so many members here in Nigeria as well, who we initiated into the same cultist. So our initiation takes place after 3 months of trial. We'll try you 3 months. Then within that 3 months, there are some things we give to you to use. So after that 3 months, you go for proper initiations. When you come out with the materials, we ask you to bring the money for you. Don't buy the materials for us. You bring the money and we order for the materials from India. How we order the materials, we just tell them we have what we call a magic box. So that magic box is where the power lies. We request for whatever property we need for the initiation, and we land inside that place right inside your house. So you go ahead for your initiation. So if there's anything, any local things like fowl, this that we can buy them locally. So that's how we do, and we have in Nigeria here we have over 2 million members. Over 2 million members in Nigeria alone. So the same thing with the other one, esoteric orders. So
okay, in this course you have mentioned, was there any of them that went back on Astra movement?
Yes.
How was it done? And
it is esoteric orders. You can travel Astra, you can stay here, but it's not everywhere. In fact, here now you cannot travel. There is a secret place where you enter and make some incantations. Then you will leave.
You will leave and you see yourself living, or
you'll be there. You'll be there. Just make the incantations, say what you want to say. It is part of the benefits of the Grandmasters. Not every member. There is a stage you reach, you can go astral travel. You go there.
You will sleep as you are sleeping in the house, or
just enter your destiny, there you go. Even this thing, I noticed when my father was alive. My father used to go astral. My father doesn't enter vehicle from east to Lagos. He doesn't enter. There is a little hut inside his room. That place just that can enter about 2 people. It is decked with one small door. My father want to travel, just enter that place and go. It's astral travel, but our own, the power is from India. You can move anytime. There is one, only your spirit will go. There is astral travel that only the spirit will go, but your body will be there.
Okay.
Until when it comes back. That one, it cannot take you more than 1 day. You go there, do what you want to do, come back, then your body gets up. So there are, in fact, that one is just a minor, astral traveling is just a minor thing. So long you reach the position, the power will be given to you, and you can go. If you want to go in spirit, you go. Can go. If you want to go physical, you go.
Okay, we want to also want to know about, since we were into those practices, have you for once had an encounter with any real child of God? Maybe coming to preach to you. What was the experience like?
There are so many, several children of God. I call them children of God because that is what they profess. That came to me for preaching. So many of them, they came for preaching because one they know, in fact, my name, in fact, rings bell in that place. Everybody wants to be that it should be him that or her that will convert me.
Okay.
So they are coming. But when they come, I have my Bible. You cannot defeat me with the word of God. Then you can't defeat me. So we will argue it and argue, and I'll put you to test. And eventually, the person will fail. And I will take over.
How?
So say,
what type of test? Tell us.
For example, there is one wonder. I don't know that person. In fact, I know him as an evangelist. He used to preach everywhere. He came to my house, a man. He was selling at Oduade Market.
There's not a choosing member.
No. Then their choosing has not come up. So he came to my place. He had been coming. So the day he come, I was feeling so very headache. In fact, I was feeling. The headache was so terrible. I told him that, in fact, I want to put your God to test. I am feeling very, very, in fact, somehow, I want you to pray for me so that this headache will leave me. And if you pray and this headache leaves me, because it has been disturbing me, I will follow you to your church. I know that, in fact, you are serving a real God. And in fact, he is sure that he will pray and the headache will leave me. I said, okay, I start. He prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed, pray. In fact, all over his body was just like somebody that had jumped inside the well and come out, soaked with heat. And I promise him that I cannot lie. If this headache stops, I will tell you that the headache has stopped. But of all his prayers, the headache still continue. So I tell him, you can see, this headache still continue. So there is no way I can trust you that you are serving a living God. And that is how I begin to tell him about my own miracles. Though that person, I did not get him. He did not concur with me. But there are so many like that. When they come, I will tell them the good things. Tell them about some chance that will give them money, that make them to sell, in fact, to boost their market. They will like to have it. So many of them. And in fact, I will get them.
Okay, they will leave preaching and be.
Yes. I will allow them to preach when we read the Bible. I will still tell them about I am advertising my own business. I will tell them about my own, tell them that in fact, there are things you will put in your shop and you will begin to sell. And really, the devil is somehow, it works. There are so many things like that. Chance that you used to sell market, but all those things, whatever you make from it, will still go back to the devil. So, and so many of them, it will still go back. So many of them that I get so many of them like that, and so many of them, when they see that in fact what I am telling you, they really see they will drop their Bible. So many of them. There are so many encounters, so many. So, but there is encounter that is this encounter, which I will tell them that may be my last.
Okay. Yes. Well, because we are still going to ask you how you came to the Lord choosing. You know where we read in Acts chapter 19. We find that those people that brought out their occultic books,
they later burned it.
They burned it, and in that place we found out that there was something that made them to surrender. In fact, that occultic book they were using to make money, deceive people.
So many things.
So until the preacher came,
yes,
the encounter, they were able to bring out their
find out the truth and burn it.
So we are still going to come to that, but we also want to know, want to ask you about the issue of, this native doctors practice. How, what are people coming to, seek solution from? I don't know if you get my question. What are they coming to you to do for them? Is it? Can you tell us? And are you preparing any charm? Did it work? And how?
There are thousands and millions of people that want to patronize native doctors. Out of these millions, let's say 1 million that want to patronize native doctors, 800 of them has no problem. Let me just exaggerate. 800 has no problem. They are the problems by themselves. They don't have any problem. Then the remaining 200 that has little or no problem, they have by themselves, in fact, exaggerate their problem, and it becomes a burden to them. Some come in form of sickness. Some purposely come to know who is after their problem, why they don't have any problem. Some come, in fact, for shams, different shams, Some come for sham for love. Some come for shams to get money, to get rich quick. Some come for shams that in fact we make them sell well in their business. In fact, so many things. Some of them come that they will have children. I mean, those ones that doesn't have children.
Did you have solution for their problems?
See, there are some that have solutions. Mostly those of curatives, curing. Those that have sicknesses. Roots and herbs are meant for curing. There are some who are really working for curing. Then all these charms, some work effectively for the moment, but the end of it will be more disastrous, more dangerous than the beginning of what you come for. So that is the thing. So of a truth, there are roots we prepare. Sicknesses like fever, it cures fever. Some like hepatitis, it cures. Some like infections, it cures. That's roots and herbs. It does not need any incantation, does not need any sacrifice. Just uproot it, cook, and the person will drink and get well. But people will not see it. That I mean, the people that are sick by themselves, they will not see it like that. They will not see it as ordinary sickness. They will portion blame either on their uncle or their in fact that this person is responsible for headache, ordinary headache, and their matter will be so much aggravated to higher level.
What are people that are coming for money?
I'm still coming to that. There are people that come for money ritual, and those ones, to be sincere with you, it doesn't work out well, except there are places where you belong. That is the only place you belong and get it. And it takes, if you get ₦1 million in that, what it will collect from you will more than 10 million.
Wow.
So there is no good thing there, because there is no way you can make the money without paying sacrifice for it. So those people,
there's no way
that
to
time,
make the money without paying sacrifice.
there's no how. No how.
Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to go on a short break. When we come back, we're going to tell us how you came to the Lord choosing, and how you of all person surrendered to God or choosing. So these and many more we're going to discuss when we come back from this short break. Viewers, don't go away. We'll be right back very shortly. Viewers, we are welcome back. This is still Chosen Revival News, CRN. Remember, we are in the studio with our brother Simeon Okeke. Now, we want to ask him, those churches that he talked about, how can you advise the viewers that are watching all over the world? How do we know a real church founded on the foundation of righteousness and holiness going to heaven? How do we know? Viewers are watching, some of them are confused. They want to know how to know a good church. So from your experience as formerly called Grandmaster cum General Overseer, who have seen many of these things, can you advise them how to know the difference between good and a bad church?
Hallelujah.
Amen.
Not only seeing churches for this, but as somebody who have implanted evil churches, because I assist in doing all those shams for churches.
Okay.
Implanting so many shams in the churches for power. So there is a way you notice these churches. Viewers, I want you to listen very carefully. If you go to any church where another thing outside this word of God, outside the Bible is being preached, that means it is not the real church of God. There are standards of the word of God that we need to follow. Righteousness and holiness. There are so many churches, when they get to a certain point where the truth is supposed to be told, they will jump it. They divert to another things. A church where only prosperity is being preached, they don't tell you that sin is bad, that sin is sin. They will not tell you that fornication is sin. They will not tell you that marrying more than one wife is a sin. A church where they will not tell you, they will in fact advise the women to wear in fact trousers that are more tight in their body. Run away from that church. Any church where they will tell you that in fact fornication, adultery, lesbian has been legal by the foreign people, that place, run away from that place. Those churches that cannot tell you that you are a sinner, Those people that are in fact focus their mind on the level of your tithe and offering. In fact, that is their priority, that is their goal. How much you will pay for your tithe. Even if you come to the church with more than 6 wives, they doesn't bother, but they are interested in your tithe, the amount of money you pay.
Okay.
Run away from those churches.
Okay.
They are not church of God. These are the churches. They cannot tell you the truth because they themselves, they are not truthful. They are not righteous. So they cannot talk against unrighteousness because they are unrighteous.
Okay.
A kingdom cannot war against itself. Every kingdom that divided against itself shall never stand. They cannot tell you about righteousness. They cannot tell you the truth. Run away from that church. Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. In fact, this thing is very, very educative, because many people before now have been in horns of dilemma, to confusing state. Many of them, they don't even know whether to go up or down. Some have vowed not to go to any church again because of their past experiences. But thank God, this interaction will help them to find their faith in a good church like Lord choosing. Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
So, Pastor Simeon, we want also to know, generally, is there anything that we were doing in those days? You know, you were called Grandmaster and General Overseer of Holy Trinity Bethel Church. Was there anything we were doing that you may, want us to know also? We want the whole world to know, so that people can, learn lesson from your testimony and run for their life and give their life to Christ.
Well, as a member of different types of cult, cultists, herbalists, members of Obuni, they are not children of God, and there is no good thing you will find from them. That was the state that I was at that time. So if I tell you there is any good thing I do that time, I am a liar. All our life, all our actions, my business, we are characterized with evil business.
Were you into business as well?
Yes, I'm into business.
What were you doing?
I was a distiller. I am the owner of Odeneka Distillers Nigeria Limited. Odeneka Distillers Nigeria Limited. That's the maker of Ordain's London Dry Gin.
Okay.
That's my company.
Where was it located?
In Lagos here. Fully registered, approved by NAFDAC. So that's my business. And another business we do, we have a beer parlor where my wife operates.
See devil.
All dubious business.
See devil.
I also have another business of, in fact, currency trafficking. Bad business. I have so many other business that, in fact, it is not good to hear. But to God be the glory. All have been.
If you we may like to know all of them, because Bible says, if any man be in Christ,
is a new creation.
He's a new creature. All things are passed away, and behold, all things have become new. Because somebody may be in the business thinking that he is doing a good business, unknown to him or her that is an evil business. But if they hear such thing from your mouth, and somebody that has seen it all on the other side, they will be able to surrender their life to Christ and run and repent.
Well, as I said, I'm into currency this thing. Then we used to do some kind of fake currency. We do it, sell to people 50-50. It's a bad business. Very bad business. That time I do most of the fake drugs. I did fake drugs. There was this particular drug we do that time. We get the products from the resource and we do it and we sell. So I'm very, very good in imitating. So like all this, I have my own brand name of hot drink, but I do, in fact, virtually every movable hot drinks then. I do them. All those high-class hot drinks, I fake it, and if you see it, you will never know. So these things, they are terrible.
Okay.
Our business, the same thing, we deal on alcohol, beer parlor, and other things.
Okay, we may ask, we would like to ask you, you know, this you are sojourn to the word of devil. Have you ever, you know, killed? You know, we normally hear that this cult group, they kill, this one they kill. Have you, what was the experience?
Hallelujah.
Amen.
There is one thing that my father told me. It is part of what he used to say to me, that I should beware not to shed blood. That is number one. The second thing, he said, I should be very, very careful with another man's wife. These two things. And I heed to that advice. I never shed any blood.
Okay.
I never be part of shedding any blood. And I have never tried looking even to lust to any man's wife. I don't do that.
Okay.
These two things I don't do. But for killing of a truth, they kill. Even in school, those people that they kill in school, they are not working on their own. They have people, they have godfathers into the same court. They send them. As I told you that there was, that in fact I never told you how I was, the day I was initiated, we were only 4 because of the emergency. Only 4 of us, because normally it has to be from 20 and upwards.
Which court?
I mean,
okay, okay.
we were only 4 because of emergency, and the last person among us was at about 6 years, a girl. So these people, although these small children that when they later get to school, they have grandfathers, they have godfathers, and the people that send them to do all those nonsense. So they are not doing it on their own. They have godfathers who send them, and maybe when they need blood for their ritual, they will send these people. But I don't do that. I have never, and I don't advise them. Now much more that I've known God.
Okay. Well, there's this saying that Ogboni people, whenever their member dies, that they collect something from their member before burying the person. Is that true?
Well, that is deceit. Pure deceit. There is nothing they will give to you so special that they will take when you might have died. Then, as the head, like you are Uluwona, the materials you have should be the gods in your house, should be the etagbe, the oja. That is your personal property. Then every other thing you get is something you do with your money. So the things that happens when a member dies, because there's one adage in Igbo that said, Opanga Ishida is a masquerade. If it doesn't dance, the Opanga Ishida like as if you are running mad, women will not fear the masquerade.
Okay.
So the same thing happens. If a member of Ogboni dies, there will be so many distractions and so many things they will do, so that you will think that it is, in fact, you become afraid. Nothing, there's something like that. If there is anyone, because you see this our tongue, that thing that the Bible says concerning the tongue is real. It said